Let's be honest, is your daily commute just wearing you out? Well, today, we're going to dive into a source that's proposing a pretty wild new solution for getting around town. And this thing, it could totally change how we navigate our cities for good.
Yeah, that question probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of you, right? I mean, for so many of us, that daily grind of commuting has become a huge source of stress. So, the source material we're looking at today starts by digging right into those frustrations we all feel. Okay, so before we jump into the really cool solution, let's talk about the problem first. The source calls it the urban travel trap. And yeah, it's pretty much all those shared headaches we deal with just trying to get from point A to point B.
And this is where it gets super relatable. We're talking about that constant traffic jam, you know the one. Or driving around the block for what feels like an hour just to find a parking spot. And don't even get me started on the price of gas, right? The source also calls out how unreliable public transport can be. And, for a lot of people, there's that genuine worry about how stable scooters and bikes really are.
And look, these aren't just small annoyances. For some people, they're actually huge roadblocks. The source really points this out for seniors, who just want to keep their independence without worrying about safety. And then you've got families in the city who desperately need something compact and affordable for all those little trips and errands.
All right, so now that we're all feeling that commuting pain, the source does something really cool. It flips the script. It asks us to just imagine for a second. What if your commute wasn't a total nightmare? What if it was actually easy? Maybe even fun? And this quote right here, it just nails the whole idea. This isn't just about a new way to get around. It's about changing your entire day-to-day life. The big idea here is freedom. Freedom from stress. Freedom from being stuck. Freedom from all that worry.
Okay, so how do we actually get to that awesome, stress-free world? Well, the source introduces the hero of our story, a real, tangible solution that's designed to tackle every single one of those problems we just talked about.
And here it is, the Lee electric four-wheeler. Now, the main idea behind this is so simple, but it's also kind of genius. It's trying to give you the best of both worlds, right? You get the zippy, park-it-anywhere vibe of a scooter, but combined with the solid, safe feeling you get from a small car. All right, now we get to the really good part. How does this thing actually pull it off? Let's break down the features that the source says make this a total game changer for how we get around in the city.
Okay, the number one thing, the most important part, is right here. It's the four wheels. That's the whole ballgame. This isn't just a scooter with extra stuff tacked on. No, its whole design is built from the ground up to be stable and secure. And that right there, that tackles the biggest fear a lot of people have with bikes and scooters.
And this really shows you what that means in practice. With four wheels, the whole experience is different. The sourcey makes a big deal about this. You don't have to constantly worry about balancing anymore. It's just gone. And that means you feel way more confident and safe, whether you've been driving for years or you've never been on an electric vehicle in your life.
So the source calls this a new energy vehicle, which is a cool term that basically means two really important things. First, it's great for the planet. Zero emissions, healthier cities, all that good stuff. But maybe even more important for you, the driver, is that it's super cheap to run. Seriously, we're talking way, way lower cost than a gas car. Plus, you can just plug it in and charge it at home. How convenient is that?
This chart really puts it all in perspective. Sure, a scooter is easy to park, but the source says this thing is on another level, making it super easy to squeeze into those tiny city spots. But you know what the real killer feature is? That enclosed cabin. Think about it. No more getting soaked in the rain or blasted by wind. It's all-weather comfort. A scooter just can't compete with that.
And a huge part of the whole idea here is that this is designed for everyone. The source really hammers this home. The controls are super simple, so it's not some niche gadget. They see it as a real, practical tool. For seniors getting their mobility back, for families zipping around doing errands, or really, for any commuter who's just tired of the hassle and wants something easy and reliable. So, let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway? According to the source, this isn't just about a new vehicle. It's about a totally new way to live your life in a city. It's presented as this tool, this key really, that can directly improve your freedom and your quality of life.
And this pretty much says it all, doesn't it? The whole point is to give you that amazing feeling of just moving effortlessly, but with the peace of mind that you're totally safe. You get to make a choice that's good for the environment, but it also directly gives you back your independence. See how every single feature ties back to that first promise of freedom? And that leaves us with this big question from the source. When you combine that solid four-wheel stability, the clean electric power, and that cozy all-weather cabin into one small, zippy package, well, it makes a really strong case. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Could this hybrid, this thing that's part scooter, part car, be the exact solution our crowded cities have been needing all